So hi everybody and welcome back to Unreal Engine 5 full game tutorial series for absolute beginners. This is video 72 and in this video we continue with our game. We stopped at the task Warm Tentacles and I decided to use the Kraken asset. And with that said, let's get started. What I want to do in this video is to create a blueprint for the Kraken and then spawn it here in our scene. So for that, we go to our folder, our game development folder, go to the blueprint section, right click and create a blueprint class. Because the blueprint class, we can select now the actor, and with the actor, we can create the blueprint. And the reason why we create the blueprint is we want spawn. Actor is spawnable in our scene. And I call it Kraken 2 because I already have one. Then we open up this blueprint and then we go to the add section, go and write here skeletal mesh in my case, because the Kraken is just a skeletal mesh right now, and that's why I have to add it here. I select the skeletal mesh, go here to the details panel, go down to the mesh section here, and now I can select the Kraken. So, and you can see the Kraken is very big, but first let's compile and save. And to see how big the Kraken is in scene, you can go here out, go back to your blueprint where you created it, just place it in your scene, and yes, now we can see that this Kraken is really big, too big for my purpose. That's why I go back to my blueprint, go here, select again the skeleton mesh, go here to transform, lock this lock so I can change all the scale values at once, and right here, for example, 0.3 to make it lower, so it's now much smaller than before. Let's compile, save, let's go out, and you can see, because I placed it here, now you can see how big it is. Alright, with that said, I want also rotate it upwards, so we go back to our blueprint, we go again, select the skeleton mesh, and then go here to transform, go to rotation, and to rotate it, I write here -90. Of course, you can make this also here in screen, for example, here with this gizmo, but with -90, it's a little bit more accurate if you know the numbers. In my case, it's -90. That's why I use here this transform. And with that said, compile, save. We have here almost that what we want. There is one more step needed, which is just assign the asset. That's why, I mean the animation. That's why I used here this Kraken. It has already animation, so again you select the skeletal mesh here, go here to details panel and down to animations, and here in animation we choose the animation mode, not the blueprint, because here you have to create a little bit. I want just use one animation. That's why I say use animation asset. It is one, and I can select here the asset which I want, and I select here idle, and here is the idle animation. I compile, save, and if you go out you don't see idling because this works only when you play it. For example, let's play it from here.
Let's see if I
and
find
now
this
the asset is idling. Very good, so far nice. The next point is what I want. This Kraken is almost finished. Is we want spawn it. That's why we made this blueprint, which means I don't want that this Kraken here is in a fixed position like so. And the reason for that is very simple. It will not work if my player is here and the Kraken comes around 10 meters around me. So it makes no sense that the Kraken is coming here, the Tentacle is coming out from this point position. That's why we need a spawning system actually. And the spawning system I won't make in the next video, but we can implement the spawning point before we make the spawning system. What I mean with that is, first you have to find in your script when to spawn it, and I showed you in my case that the player character is walking, let's say here out to the fields, and then I have out in the field this box here, and when I cross here this box, the worm is locating us, and then the worm is coming closer and closer after every 10 steps we made. That was this system which I showed in one of my other videos, and in my case I implemented this food step system in my character class, and this is also the place where I want spawn the tentacles, because after a certain amount of footsteps, the worm is so close that I can see it. And let's say this is here in after 40 steps, and then I say, okay, here I want spawn the Kraken. Let's do it. How we spawn it? Very easy. You write after you found the right position, the right place, you write just spawn actor from class. That's why we created here the blueprint, because now it's easy to spawn. We can click it and just search the blueprint which you created. In my case, BP Kraken 2. You can see then that's the thing what we created. And here when you compile, you get an error because we have not the spawn transform. This one, like I said, we will do in the next video, but for right now, just for test purpose, we can split here, then press again compile, and this will spawn it on the location 000, which is not very helpful for us. But what you can do is, just for test purposes, you can do something like that. You can write get actor location. This get actor location will get the actor in which blueprint you are, because that's why it says yourself. Of course, you can get also other things if you make your reference, but if you want to use the self, it means all time the blueprint which you are. And I'm right now in the horror character engine, which is my character, my player character. So I get the player who is walking here around, and I want that the worm tentacle spawn, let's say 10 meters in front of me. And then I make a little calculations here. Let's say, okay, get this one, and let's add here a little bit. And let's say on the X value, we add 10 meters. I think 10 meters are 1000 Unreal Engine units. That's why I write here 1000. That's our 10 meters. Exactly, I don't know which XX value is, but that's not very important right now. Like I said, this calculation we make in the next video perhaps. And then I have another problem, but we can take this and test this already. So you can collect this one and the spawn transformer rotation. We can, we don't need that right now, and we can test this. But there is one more thing for test purposes. This one you won't make here. So the steps here you make in your final game after 40 steps. For test purposes, I don't want wait all time 40 steps, so that's why I connect this one here, not here. I connect it to 10 steps, so I don't wait all time. And now we test it. Compile, save, and let's say I'm here out in the fields, because this box here I have to place in a better place. That was also just for test purposes there. And let's say I play from here. Let's see if I find this cultist. Let's make here unlit mode so I see anything. Later you are walking with the firelighter, and now I walk into the box. The worm is locating us. So that was just the indication video.
What was that?
That is coming. And now after I walk 10 steps here, we should see tentacles. Let's see, and you see we have it. So you can see there were some tentacles here. The problem is here, which we cannot see, the body here is also visible. Here it's not visible because here is a hill, but if it would be flat, this body would be visible, which means we have to calculate this also, the height, which I have not calculated. But like I said, the calculation of the spawn point is not so easy. That's probably a big problem to find this spawn point calculation. I will show it in the next. And there is one more thing what I want to show you. What we will do in the next video is, of course, after I spawned this one here, I want that this is going up. So not only just spawning there, like I said, let's go back here. Let me show you this fast again. Here, I spawn it. You saw it was spawned, but I want that after I spawned, that is moving up, right? So here we have to make a move direction too. So, and like I said, this one you can do in two ways, with animations or with move. I have to test which one is better, which works out. And we will see this in the next video. All right, with that said, I stopped this video here. If you have any questions like all time or anything to comment, write in the comment section. See you in the next video, and like all time, have fun, good luck, and never give up. Bye.